welcome back to the finishing line. We're joined.
That is way too short, that intro. I was not expecting that one.
Andrew done well to get back onto the chair from the laptop. I was quite impressed with that, to be honest.
The 18-yard speed from a goalkeeper never leaves you.
Very fast. And he managed to slide in underneath the microphone as well without moving it. So I was quite impressed with that.
It also helps when you live in Ballybeg and you have to do things like that when you're younger. Slide under things.
Rob houses.
No, not that bad.
What?
Yeah. When you go to cut down nets and make your own goals, and yeah, you need to run them fast.
Where did you rob him from?
I'm not saying.
Tom is with us.
Borrowed.
Tom is with us. He's not in England drinking like normal. He's on the show.
You're right.
And Sean is with us. Tom, what's going on?
Well, there's one or two parts. I'm a cheeky little can of Moretti, and I'm going to England on Friday. So hey,
never changed, Tom.
As I just said to you there, though, I was in the gym with you yesterday, and I can't walk, and my ass hurts. So I'm in pieces today. It's really not good, Dave.
What have you done to him?
He was doing heavier lunges than he had been doing before, and a lot more than he'd been doing before.
You deserve a drink, Tom. Don't mind him.
Yeah, I have to say, Tom is actually sticking with it, and he's progressing every week.
Well done, Tom.
Thank you. We were looking for you yesterday, Andrew.
I was tucked up nicely next to my stove watching the World Cup while you were over here in the freezing cold working out. I was quite happy, to be honest.
I looked behind the box. I looked behind the bike. You were nowhere. Come behind you.
No.
I thought you were
my days of training in the freezing cold for 2-3 hours are well gone.
He said to me in Cheltenham, Sean, I was telling Tom this yesterday.
I will be sometime next year, please God.
He says to me, we're in the room and he's on one bed and I'm on the other and watching TV the night we got in, I think it was. And he says, and after getting some new workout clothes, I'm going back Monday.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, that's how drunk he was. I did not say that.
This one even after any drink.
You didn't take a
scratch that. I lied. We had a pint in the airport. That was a lie.
I said, and I'll tell you what I said. I said I wrote out some new workouts that I'm going to do. Never said anything about having clothes.
Right?
Well, first off, he's bullshit.
He said I'm going back Monday, and I just went, no, you won't.
I'm not. I'm still sick, like.
And he's like, you've no faith in me. I was like, it's because I know you. You're not going to do it. And then Wednesday came last week. I texted him. I still didn't see you here. And then he said to Tom last week, I'll see you Tuesday. But he never.
And then what did I write under it? What did I write under it?
No, it was on the podcast. You said to see him.
Did I? I thought it was the text where I'll be over. ... to watch you.
Yeah.
Well, I drink a coffee.
Tom's miles ahead of you now, anyways. There's no point.
He can be as far ahead as Usain Bolt is of me. I couldn't care less. I done my time. I don't need to go back there.
It's good for your mental health and your physical health.
My mental health is mental. No cure than that.
Sean, how are you doing?
Good, Dave. The jump racing is in full swing now. The action comes thick and fast. You have a great card this weekend.
Look at him being so professional.
I love how Sean's straight into the action. Yeah. And we're like, at the gym, drinking.
Oh, Tom, I must send it on to you after the podcast. Lovely new bottle of wine last night. Oh, dude, fantastic.
The only reason I'm drinking tonight as well, Dave, as my
because it's Christmas time.
No, it's junior cert results time. And I am not missing out on drinking when there's a bunch of 16-year-olds drinking. So no chance. I'm having a beer.
Whoa, that now. Rewind that back, say it again, and listen to what you're saying.
Callum got his junior cert results, I'm assuming.
Yes. Okay, let's qualify this a little bit. Yeah. Callum got his junior cert results. There's not a bunch of random 16-year-old girls around my house around it.
Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. Wow.
I forgot what I was going to say there, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on now.
Somebody's definitely clipping that.
Anyway.
Gone.
You're gone.
I don't know what I was going to say.
I had to throw you.
I had something to say. Oh, no, I was going to say, Tom, the PT session yesterday, I was quite happy, so you're entitled to have a can of Moretti. One. You're not going to have one. You're going to have about 10, but sure, it is what it is.
I'm only having one.
That's another lie. We're going to talk about Newbury this week. We have what used to be the Hennessy. I think it's called the Coral Gold Cup now. Some good racing in Ireland as well. We have what would look to be the return of Facile Vega. He's entered on Saturday at Gorn. There's another good race on. I think there's a good chase race.
Trytown.
At Gorn. The Trytown is on at Navan on Sunday, and American Mike is entered in a novice hurdle on Sunday. So lots of good racing. It could shake up the Andy Post market, or as I text Andrew earlier, the Abty Post.
Abty Post market. I nearly fell off the chair.
But yeah, the main races we're going to go through is Newbury, but we will start with the Fighting Fifth at Newcastle and the return of Constitution Hill. He's hardly going to miss another one.
We hope. I used that so wrong.
I was talking to Sean earlier today. I think he'll pull out Epatante. I don't think Epatante and Constitution Hill go against each other. But at least Constitution Hill is running this weekend, and it would seem to be a penalty kick even with Epatante in the race. Sean, you're a big Constitution Hill fan. You can take this off.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Right, press that button there. Get him out of there.
Yes, he is.
We need to modify that, Dave, a little bit now.
Yeah, he never stopped. I tried to be working, and he never stops texting me and leave me alone with Constitution Hill.
What do you have against Moneysuckle?
No. You've got this twisted. I think Constitution Hill has a lot of potential, but would I be backing up for Cheltenham at them prices when Honeysuckle is 4-1? No.
I'm going to do it, Tom. If both of them are running tomorrow and Honeysuckle was 4-1 and Constitution Hill was 7-4, who are you backing?
Honeysuckle at 4-1.
Who's the likely winner?
Constitution Hill.
Scam artist you are.
I was going to say, how do you feel about Constitution Hill? But there you go. Speaking of Honeysuckle, we are supposed to be going on the beer next Sunday for Honeysuckle coming back. Tom's definitely not going on the beer because I know he's a runner somewhere.
I probably won't be able to answer you.
I will be on the beer in Fairy House when Alice wins next Sunday.
I probably won't be either now.
And he said he's not going already as well.
I got a lot of Christmas presents.
There you go.
And having 3 kids is not expensive.
He was giving out.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh?
Go with Tom up the Fairy House.
Why don't you come up with me?
Up see Honeysuckle.
No, I'm staying in the pub where it's nice and warm.
See now, this is role reverse of what I done when you said where am I at the gym. I'd rather be at home doing something.
You can't make plans with the 2 because all you do is say no or cancel.
I got 3 kids. I got excuses.
You're worse, Tom, but he's starting to catch up.
I've got a horse running on Hatton's Grace Day. I'm sorry, lads, I'm going.
Which one?
Alice. 2x4 mares handicap chase.
Does she win, Tom?
Look, obviously we haven't seen the entries or anything, but the triple suit and the conditioned suit, I think she'll go close.
He almost said yes there.
I know,
Tom,
that's what I thought he was going to say yes.
How do you feel about the return of Constitution Hill?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna go and beat Epatante, isn't he? And then we're gonna all be waxing lyrical about him. But I don't know, she's got a good record fresh. I'd love to go and see her beat him. I think it'd be epic if she beat him. But look, reality is it's probably his to lose, isn't it? So yeah, I don't think too much about it. If he went and won this 10 lengths on the bridle and the rest of them all looked like they ran to their form, then yeah, you'd have to stand up and take note. But I think this is what we said it's going to be, though. We're going to get to March and he's going to have had 2 runs in field sizes of no more than 6 against horses that are rated in the 150s max. And we're not going to know any more. Like, unless he goes and gets beat in one of these or scrambles home in one of these, I think he can run to the same level he did in that Supreme and win one of these easily, and probably win the next one easily. So, yeah, look, I think we're going to be in the same position that we are now in March, to be honest. The only difference is, I mean, what price a bookmaker's going to cut him to after this? You go odds on, will he?
Odds on, probably.
Yeah, look, I don't think we'll learn a whole lot about it either on Saturday. It probably is his to lose. I'd love to see Epatante give him a race, or if she beat him, that's sure the game is up then, I think, at that stage. But he most likely will win, and I'd say he will go 5-6. He'll probably be odds on before Christmas for the champion hurdle in March.
Do you know what price he is now?
Honestly.
Do you know what price he is now?
5-4.
5-4, right? Do you know what price he is? With 1, 2, 3, 4 bookmakers, he is even money.
What?
He's been cut today to even money.
Hasn't he seen a race course yet this season?
Look, I think if he goes odds on before Christmas time for a champion hurdle against an unbeaten mare, is crazy. But sure, look.
I don't get how he's so short. Like, I really don't.
He'll go odds on before Saturday at this rate.
Dave, I have a couple of times here from you from Cheltenham last year.
I don't want to listen to them, to be quite honest. I heard about it before, Sean.
Honeysuckle closed on the final furlong, so just keep that in mind as well.
I know, but for people who think it was a burn up and Constitution Hill might have just crawled over the line, that's definitely not the case. Like, he beat Honeysuckle's race by 24
Anyone ever
lengths.
say he crawled over the line?
No, but for people that think it was a pace burn up and that's just why he beat the record, he was hitting the line as strong as any horse. So and I think that's the potential that has people talking. Like, I really am excited to see him. I think he could be anything, but he's probably a little bit overhyped. He definitely shouldn't be fighting for a champion hurdle.
Right, I think he could be unbelievable. But naming the last horse has done that at the festival and done it the same year, the year after, from a novice into open company.
Basso Vega.
No. Well, he didn't win the Supreme. Was Faheen the year after? Did he do in the champion hurdle?
Yeah, but as like that.
Oh yeah. No,
it's going to be. He needs to keep doing that. He needs to do that again to beat her.
Look,
how often can horses actually produce something like that? He's going to need to produce that performance again flawlessly to beat her. And there's no two ways.
That was only his third run, Reds, as well. So
yeah.
Can he improve? Can he improve again?
Of course he can improve. Of course he can improve. But how much that could leave? Like, we don't know how much that took out of him. We might took that out of him. We've seen with Plutard, who knows the Gold Cup took it out of him. That was an unbelievable performance. 15 lengths demolition job. What was his? He was double figure demolition job as well. You just don't know. These are all if and buts until we see him. He could go piss up by half the track on Saturday.
Isn't it amazing?
But again, he still has to produce that on the day against Honeysuckle, who is an unbeaten mare, a dual champion hurdle winner, a multiple grade 1 winner. Yeah, I don't know.
The hype and all that, I don't. It is what it is. He's an English horse. He's won the Supreme Novice very well. It was impressive, so on and so forth. It's the difference in price between him and Honeysuckle. Well, Honeysuckle has never been beaten. She's won at Cheltenham Festival 3 years running. She's dual champion hurdler. She's won like 11 grade 1s in a row or whatever it is. I can't understand how he can be even money, and he probably will be odds on after the weekend if he wins, and she can still be 4 odd to 1. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And you get people saying, "Oh, she's going to regress." There has not been one sign of her looking like she's out of love at racing. She's still a moody bitch out in Henry's, so she's still the same. She's not going to improve. But he's going to have to get to her level. And who knows? And I genuinely think she dosses. She only does what she has to. She's done it since her maiden hurdle days, beating a lot of yaks by 2-3 lengths. She's done it in grade 1s. I reckon she just does what she has to do. And look, if he goes and beats her, all well and good, he's an absolute superstar. But I've been with her since day one, since she won her maiden. Like, not going anywhere near like jumping off the ship. And she's done absolutely zero wrong.
Isn't it mad, right? That we're probably going to get to the champion hurdle in March, and we're going to have an odds-on favourite. And I doubt I'm going to be able to tell you how good he is. He's won a novice race at Cheltenham by half the track. He's then going to have won a few 5 or 6 runner field races by probably 7 or 8 lengths. No idea how good he is. And he's going to be a champion hurdle favourite at odds on.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out in the day. It's mad. I don't really know how anyone could consider backing this horse now at even money.
No.
I don't understand that.
You will still have people who will back him and even money, though.
And I say it every year going into Cheltenham. I don't think these small runner races, these penalty kicks in England, do the English horses any good when it comes to the festival. Because if the Irish horses are going to run against each other all year, they can't hide away from each other.
Ah, well, Honeysuckle more than likely meet State Man at some stage before she goes to Cheltenham, so she beats State Man.
At least they have proper races.
She beats State Man all well and good, and our price is still above Constitution Hills.
They probably shorten State Man.
Be crazy. But anyway, look, we'll go on to Newbury.
He should win, though, on Saturday. I reckon he'll take out Epatante. At that age now, if she gets into a battle with him, and if they think he's that good, that could end her.
She nearly didn't beat Not So Sleepy in it last year.
Exactly. I don't think that's a trip now, obviously.
I love Not So Sleepy.
She'll be looked after. Very, very well looked after.
Yeah. Not So Sleepy will go out like the Clappers anyway. It'll be 20 lengths ahead at one stage.
Could you imagine now? I'm just talking.
If Not So Sleepy beat.
If Not So Sleepy beat Constitution. Could you imagine talking points on Sunday?
Sean told me there's 0%.
Oh, Tom, tell him there's always a percentage
chance Constitution Hill can lose. 0.
Yeah, I did, Dave. I did, and I honestly can't see him being. I can't. Now, and that's not like that wouldn't take anyone hard to say. Like he's 1-4, expected to win. But I don't know if they're really hyping him up. I wonder will they leave Epatante in, and if he goes and beats her by 10-15 lengths, that's a real statement.
I'd be amazed if Epatante runs.
So would I. Was she 3-1?
I think so. Yeah.
She'll run.
We're going to head to Newbury.
Friday.
2 nice days racing. Friday first, and the first race we're going to look at is the 155, the Coral Racing Club Novices Chase, Grade 2. Stage Stars back out here is in a favourite, even money. Beauport 10-3. I think he won that race at Carlisle that Bear Gills was in as well, and a few others. Camprond, who made it 0 offences at his first race at Exeter. He jumped sideways. I've never seen that like it in my life. One of my horses to follow. I was quite disappointed. Sebastopol 14-1, who seems to run in all of these races.
He's mad out.
He is the English version of the Little Yank.
Yeah.
And Wonderwall at 16-1. Tom, Stage Star, jumped well the first day. Will he pick up this?
Yeah, I was really impressed with him the first day. Not a horse. I thought he didn't win the greatest Challow in the world, but we'll get on to that race later as well. But he actually looked like he's going to improve a lot over fences. I went back and watched his race there this evening, and I thought he was very good when he was in close. When he was good, he took off very well. There was only once he didn't come up for him, but he recorrected himself and put himself right. I thought there was room for improvement again on that, and I think he looks a better chaser than the hurdler for me. I think even money is probably short enough. I see his odds on in most places, so it's probably a no bet race for me. But yeah, I think he'll win.
Andrew.
Yeah, I think he win. I think Beauport will find it hard to give him £5. Okay, he was a decent enough grade 1, kind of, I say class. He ran grade 1s, won the Challow. Decent enough chasing debut. Paul Nicholas' horse are forward as anything can be. He'll take a lot of beating. Camprond, whatever way you want to pronounce it. I wouldn't go into a loose schooling area with him, let alone sit on his back.
He was the maddest jump I ever saw.
Do you know what Rey Mysterio does? He goes through the ropes, that 619 thing.
Yeah.
Like he tried to do that around the bloody fence. And then he nearly fell again when there was no one on his back.
I was shocked to see him enter the near. I thought he'd be straight back over hurdles.
Who's on him? Aidan Coleman tomorrow or Friday?
Yeah.
God bless him.
No chance. Really? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd be £5 claiming on him or something. But yeah, good luck to Aidan Coleman, but Stage Star wins.
Sean?
Yeah, I'm Stage Star as well, Dave. He looked back to himself out of fence. He didn't finish the season too well with 2 pulled up, but he looked right back at home. And I was listening to the comments from Nichols. I don't think they thought he was skewing too well, and they were quite surprised on the day that he jumped as well as he did. So I think they expect him to improve a little bit, and I think he'll take the beating here. He gets £5 off Beauport, as the lad said. and Cambront after the last day is a no. So I expect him to take a bit of beating here.
Yeah, he should be winning this. I just hope Cameron jumps a bit better this time and puts up some sort of a decent performance. But
He
who
defied
knows?
the laws of gravity the way he jumped.
He did. It was bad. It was a bad jump. Okay, on to the 2:30 at Newbury. The Coral Bet Bundles Handicap Chase. 2 mile 4. And Beakstown is in a favourite 4-1. Paint the Dream 8-1. The Widowmaker 8-1.
That's you.
Caribbean Boy 12-1. Killer Clown 12-1. And Numator 14-1. Tom, you can take this one first.
Yeah, I think the prices are slightly different from that now. The decks are it's a little bit closer, but Beakstown's 3-1. It's fairly tight in behind him, but I'm a Beakstown fan, to be honest. For his form the last day from the old Rowan is working out very well. Hitman has obviously gone on to do what he's done. Galore has gone on to win the Paddy Power. Soldier of Destiny's even ran all right as well. He was 12 lengths behind him. So, look, he actually ran as well, I should say, from £4 out the handicap that day, which, is no mean feat. He's only then effectively up £2 for that run. I think it'd take a lot of beating, to be honest. If you go back through some of his form, it's pretty decent. I think he's off, 137. I think that's a very workable mark for him. And look, he's favourite. He's 3-1, but I thought he'd win.
Andrew,
this racing post app isn't working.
Yeah, the race has fallen apart slightly since last night.
Like tomorrow's racing is Friday. It's no Friday racing on it. But look, I won't spend much time. I agree with Tom. I think Beakstown, form speaks for herself. Hitman galore. Both won decent races. After that, he was length 3/4 behind Dash and another length and a half behind Galore. Should make use of the way he's getting here. He's lowest rated in it, but I think I've always thought there's a big one in him. I've gone down the trap many times with this fella last season. But look, was he 11-4, 3-1? He should take a lot of beating in this. Paint the Dreams needs to come back from 2 really below par runs. I know the last one in Newbury was much better, but he still needs to come on again. He's carrying 12 stone. I won't be wanting that now. But Beakstown, should make plenty of use of the weight. He's receiving off his rivals.
Sean.
Yeah, Dave, Numator here for me. I come back to a run last season when he was just in behind Il Redotto. He had some great form after that. He ran some great races. And last season, he finished for the second at Haydock. He was carrying top weight and just got beaten by 1 down the end of the handicap. So a little bit less weight here on his back. He had that day back at Newbury, they had the Grand Annual Tour for Ferrero Bamboo. I know they really liked him. So track form is a green light here for me, and Numator is the pick.
Yeah, and I had no strong fancy, but I thought Numator and Paint the Dream were too big a price. Numator especially. Paint the Dreams tends to run badly and then just pops back up, comes back to form, and will win a race by 10 lengths like he did last year a couple of times. And you're kind of like, how did I miss that? But he runs bad for a couple of runs before and then pops up. So, yeah, Numator and Paint the Dream for me. The 305 at Newbury is the Coral Long Distance Hurdle, Grade 2 over 3 miles. Champ and Proshima are in a joint favourites. I have him here 5-2. Paisley Park, the old boy, 5-1. Thomas Darby 7-1. I think it was this time last year. Andrew said, if I got what price?
500 to 1.
500 to 1.
I still wouldn't back him at 500 to 1.
Back down.
I still wouldn't back him.
If I give you 500 to 1 for Saturday, would you back it?
No. I don't like him. I don't back horses just because of the price.
Dashel Drasher 7-1. T Clipper 25-1. I'll take this first. I will back not Dashel Drasher. I will back Thomas Darby on Saturday because the exact same thing that he did last year, ran in a race at Wetherby, I think, to get him fit, and then he came here and won this race.
Different race this year.
similar lengths behind Prashima in the same races in corresponding years. And Ollie Murphy is actually in quite good form. He's banging in the winners. Another couple of winners today. I think this is Thomas Darby's race. Wouldn't follow him for the rest of the season, but I think he'll win on Saturday. Tom, or Friday?
Yeah, I kind of could give Thomas Darby a squeak as well. I went for a Champ. I don't know. I think I'd just always take him on. I wouldn't be laying him now or anything, but I'd look elsewhere. He has got a good record, fresh. Prashima, I can never get right. Never ever get that horse right, so I'll overlook him as well. Paisley Park, look, you've got to be taking him on at this stage of his career. The one I landed down on was Dashel Drasher. Jeremy Scott's team are in fairly good form. Has very good Newbury form, this lad. Has a good record at Newbury. Was only a few lengths behind Champ as well admittedly a chase, but in a chase here. And before that, won a novice hurdle here and was third and fourth in some good maiden hurdles. So good Newbury form. One last time out. They're sticking down this hurdle route in the theory that it's fairly a weak division, which they're right about. But if he's going to be competitive in grade ones, he needs to be going very close in this. So I think he'd be prime for the day. And I'd quite happily take a chance on Dashel Drasher. He also gets £6 as well. Sorry, it should be said, from everything apart from T Clipper. So I think £6 on the ratings as well swings him into a chance.
Andrew?
I think it's chance to lose, perfectly honest. Look, his record first time up was good. One first time out in a grade one long walk hurdle last year, beating Time Hill, travelled supremely well through that race, jumped really well, picked up well. He went on then be 3 1/4 lengths behind Paisley Park in the Cleve. When Paisley Park done a little U-turn at the start, done really well to win that day. Then it was 4 lengths behind your man Florin Porter in the Stayers hurdle. To me, that's the best form in this race. Prashima needs to find another good few pounds to get on that level. Paisley Park, look, you just think the legs are gone. You think it's going to take him 2-3 runs to get to where he needs to be. I think Cheltenham's the place where they catch him, where they Cleve hurdle again this season. Dasher, agree with Tom. If he's the flying the ointment for me, he'll go off out in front. He's a very good habit of sticking the head down and keep going. But he'll need to come up with a career best performance to be winning this. Thomas Darby, you know my feelings on Thomas Darby. I just think he's a hanging bastard. He might pop up every now and then. They've T Clipper, who doesn't really have a chance. Look, Champ, he's been a huge talking horse. Oh, look, he's backed it up. Look, he's beat Manila Indo, and he's beat Allaho in the RSA. It would have been 2 years ago. He still retains a lot of ability. This is a poor division. His record first time up, what is he, 5-2? 5-2. I think that's a fair price going into this. Yeah, I think he'll take a world of beating in this.
Champ for Andrew. Tom, I like Dashel Drasher as well, but I'd be worried about him staying 3 miles. He's all his form is 2 mile 5, 2 mile 6, and he got outstayed at Lingfield last year, I remember, by 2 for gold, albeit over fences. But I think
if he gets his own way in front, he can dictate it.
I like that.
But even at that, that'll probably play to the strengths of bloody Champ.
Whether he stays 3 miles is, I don't know. Sean,
it's just one of those races. I'm just keen. I'm never going to go back Champ at 2-1. I can't get Prashima right. I just take a swing at something.
So T Clipper wins.
Thomas Darby probably wins now, doesn't it? Again,
probably that's
500-1.
At least nice. 7-1.
Sean, you're going to go for
last year.
7-1. You're going to go for Thomas Darby as well, aren't you?
No, God, no. I don't want to put it down on this, lads, but the ground at Newbury is good. I can see this race cutting up to pieces. Like, they were already worried. Ollie Murphy was worried about the good ground with Thomas Darby. Paisley Park, he'd probably be off the bridle after the second if the ground is as quick as it is. And Champ, with his injuries, I don't know if Nicky, we know the way Nicky likes to pull his horses. So Prashima was the one here for me. Is Chepstow handicap form, Dave? You love that. Nappers Hill, there's a couple in behind that have all come out. He won last day as easy as you wanted. And I expect this to fall apart and Prashima to be winning this easily.
Hiroshima.
Do you know my thing I don't like with Dan Skelton? I was going to get onto it after one of his horses. He's very good at getting his horses to go first time up and be really, really impressive. There's not many of them that back it up the next day.
I could just for me, Andrew, I could see this falling apart. Like the going at Newbury is good, and there's not much rain forecast between now and Saturday, and there's a lot of horses
where is
there.
Newbury? I know it's in England before I say England. Whereabouts in England is it?
It's
You're doing the joke now.
I know.
I don't know how it's between Cheltenham and London, say, as a general area. Between
Right.
Cheltenham and London.
I think they're getting a band of rain tomorrow. I was looking at the
Geography lessons and everything today. Okay, we're moving on to Saturday. Newbury Saturday, 12:45. A grade 2, 2 mile, 7.5 furlong. The Coral John Frankham Novices Chase.
John.
Beauport's entered here as well. Then we have Time Hill, City Chief for Nicky Henderson, Gelino Bello for Nichols, McFabulous is entered too for Nichols, Mr. Coffee, who just does not know how to win a race,
Hates it.
and Mortlock. Sean, you can take this one first.
Yeah, Dave. We've no betting for this, unfortunately, now. But Time Hill for me here. Beauport ended up on the Friday. I don't think he'll run. And then I don't think McFabulous, but Gelino Bello's in there, and he just about scraped home. Back to Time Hill, I thought he was good debut. He jumped well. I think he'll come on for it. And I just think he's going to be miles better than anything in this race. I think for the grade 2, it's really, really poor, and I expect him to take all the beating.
Andrew.
He should win. I don't agree with his jumping. I think he's a very, very safe jumper. I was watching it back just before we came over. He made a Horlicks at the third last. He made a mistake that the camera didn't really catch because he done it when there was a horse jumping right next to him. He'll either be really safe or he'll have a dive at one. To me, he doesn't have any scope for offense. And we just touched on in the last race, the staying division is not good. Baffles me why at the age of 8 going 9, they're going chasing. I don't get it when the staying division is that bad. He finished second in the last year, the Flooring Porter. Not much more coming from the younger ranks. I don't think he's cut out for chasing. He should win Saturday. Saying that, but going forward into grade 1s, when they're going that extra clip, I think he's going to end up on his arse. I just think, he reminds me of how Deafy Desai used to jump. Big and safe. But he doesn't have, I don't know, he's just not, it doesn't look like he's cut out for chasing.
Poor old Deafy.
I got some abuse over that when he said he wouldn't place in the champion chase at odds on. What happened?
He fell apart that
Didn't
horse.
place. But look, he should win Saturday. Going forward, don't go out near him at any race that'll have a better caliber novice chaser.
Tom.
I couldn't disagree more. I to be honest, I hadn't seen the Exeter race until I was doing the research for this, and I was amazed at how well he jumped. I thought he had a proper.
I think he was very, very airy, very up in the air, safe.
He definitely jumped
to be honest.
He definitely jumped one slow. I think it was 4 out because he had to be rousted along, and then he was back on the right.
It was very, I can get from A to B. But I think what I was getting at, if he's in a proper race, when the taps are turned on, will he throw himself properly at it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting, because that race wasn't ran fast, and he made 2 howlers.
He'd have no choice if Richard Johnson was on him because he'd just throw him at the fence.
Oh yeah, that was
the other chap now is another story altogether.
I think he could end up.
I think to make a terrible decision going chasing him.
I think he could be the top British one, but
like you put him in that hurdle race the day before. Oh, is he 2-1 giant favourite?
Oh, he probably would have won it,
yeah. I think it's a bad decision.
I actually think it's an inspired decision. Honestly, I think it's a really good decision. I think that division is really weak. I thought he had a proper cut of his fences. When he was in close, he put himself right straight away. There was one he made a mistake at where he lost a few lengths. And I read the notes on it, and they said he slipped going into it. But he kind of just landed in on it and lost a couple of lengths. But after that, he was good. He asked him for a big one at the last, and he said, no, I'm okay, thanks. I'll just go in and pop this. I was actually amazed at how well. I never had him. I thought he would be one who lacked scope, and I was amazed at how well he jumped. I thought he was really good. I think he'll bolt up in this.
Sean?
Yeah, Dave, I gave Time Hill already, but just back to
It's not that easy, is it?
See, I thought I did, and then it's been a tiring day. I think Gelino Bello will win. I think he's progressive towards the end of last season. His hurdle form and plays in Cal.
That's got to be one of the worst grade ones that he won arranged last season. Jesus, those.
He won the 3 mile novice at Gelino Bello.
Terrible.
Yeah. Look at him.
He jumped all right the first day. It's just it looked like he fucking was outpaced, to be honest. By a horse he shouldn't be outpaced by. But I think I'll see a much better performance on Saturday by Gelino Bello, and I would take Time Hill on as well, to be honest.
That's just so he doesn't strike me as a horse when he starts going at a flat out gallop that he's going to find the scope to jump with the big boys, as in the horses that have extra scope, the younger horses. Like, he's 8 going 9 now. It's not a normal thing really to be doing. Well, like, if he was running the Cheltenham Festival now against 7-year-olds going at a clip, would you be on him now?
Yeah, I think you're taking things into account now. I think you're taking his age into account and his size into account. The horse can actually jump really, really well.
I think he's very safe.
I think when whatever about Saturday, I think when he gets to the top level, he always tends to lose.
Yeah, I just genuinely. I went back, I watched it twice just to make sure he's very up and down. And when he went to go boom, he went bang.
And I'm watching it here, and I'm telling you, he jumps really well.
You look at it one way, I look at it another way.
If he was like,
that's what I would want for a 3 mile chaser, though, as well. I wouldn't want the Galloping de Champs, big balloon and all this kind of stuff. I'd want when he was right at them, just right.
I don't know if we're going to learn too much, but on Saturday. But the way the anti-post markets, if he wins, he's going to be favourite, and I wouldn't be taking him favourite for the RSA.
He'll be laughed at Cheltenham.
If he is favourite in the RSA,
the English are going to pin the hopes on him as a top novice player now if he goes and wins.
He'll find a way to get beat.
This is one of these where I know what's coming next, and it's hilarious.
Tom's going to put more anti-post, I'd say.
Oh God!
If he went favourite, say, for the RSA, and he's going against the likes of surely Journey with Me is going to be there, and I think 3 Stripe Life will end up being a 3 mile chaser. I would back 3 Stripe Life every day
of the week.
Not even Bar Tuesdays. Every day over Time Hill. Okay. The 305 at Newbury.
I think they just made a big mistake going over fences when the hurdle divisions that week.
The 3 mile novice trace division is terrible.
No, how is it? We haven't even seen half of them yet.
Willie will have something.
There isn't anything to run in it.
The 305 at Newbury, the Cargo Cup handicap chase, Class 1 handicap over 3 miles.
Used to be
2 furlongs. Used to be unbelievable. Had them man up on my Instagram yesterday. I still get shivers every time I watch it. It brings a little tear to my eye. Little tear to my eye. I remember the exact place I was watching that, and I knew he was going to win.
Legend.
What a horse. Corach Rambler, 6-1 favourite. Remastered. Joint favourite, 6-1. 3 under through 5. 8-1. Lemilos, 8-1. Friddler on the Roof, 9-1. Oscar Elite, 9-1. Bustleton, 10-1. Jericho Rocky, 10-1. Our Power, 12-1. Chantry House, 16-1. Lost in Translation, who was after being entered in numerous veterans chases, hasn't run, 16-1. Ansam, 16-1. Lord Accord, 16-1. And then it's 25-1 bar. Sean, a tough race, but you're going first.
Yeah, Dave, and it's going to be called the Hennessy. We're not calling it anything else. No other sponsored name.
I don't think it deserves to be called the Hennessy.
The Hennessy Cognac Gold Cup, run on the last Saturday of November.
Times that was. The Hennessy peaked. with Demon.
It did. Fire away, Sean.
Yeah, we have Corey Gramble at the top of the market. I'm not too keen on him. He gets behind, and sometimes, don't get me wrong, he came flying home at Cheltenham. I'm just not a big fan of him. Remastered looked like he was going to take the beating this last season when he crashed out, and he just didn't do it since. He hasn't done it. And then the one I come down on is 300 through 5. He had his pipe open at Weatherby in the race that Brashima was in. I don't think Andrew likes that one.
Oh, he done something there.
No, he just made a noise there, and he went,
I saw myself coughing on it.
I think he had the perfect pipe open at Weatherby over hurdles where he went off the front and he got a little bit tired and finished. I think they might have been doing that in mind and not touching his mark at 151. I think Nichols might like that. He's a big strapping chaser. He'll stay all day. He's a grade 2 winner as a novice. And I feel like this could have been a plan for Nichols from the start of the season. And I think 300 through 5 at 10-1 is a good bet here.
Tom?
Yeah, I've got one for this. As I said the other day
it is.
on the show.
It's next Tim Vaughan train, guaranteed.
It is indeed. And now I've lost it. Where has it gone? I've still lost it. What time is the race, lads? I'm having an
3:05.
3:05. I'm on it. Why isn't that's because Remastered was coming up as the favourite. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Sean said on Remastered that thing looked like he was going to bolt up last day. But as me and Dave found out to our expense, the thing can't breathe. I know he's gone and won at Aintree there in a handicap hurdle, but I wouldn't be backing him at all. Lemilos has made the move to Dan Skelton. He's only a 7-year-old. He's very unexposed. He went to Bangor, and I think from all accounts, he was definitely going to need the run. Skelton had been on about him as his national horse, so he definitely shows quite a lot at home. And he was working back from there. And it was after the race when he said, "I think we're going to have to go to Newbury now." But he absolutely bolted up that day. He was very, very taken. Like literally didn't come off the bridle kind of stuff. Now look, he is going to need to perform higher than that, but that was still a half decent race. And the way he won it, I just thought that he'd go on to win a big handicap. It's interesting they've come straight here. He's £4 in because he carries a £4 penalty for that. He's off 146. Harry rides him. I think he's going to take the world of beating, to be honest. I think if there's a really well handicapped horse in there, I think it's definitely him.
Andrew?
Yeah, the Hennessy. Look, it's kind of lost its razzmatazz. I was just going through it there today and was looking at. You've horses like Nate Rivers, Mad Place, Many Clouds, Demon, Bosworth, Diamond Harry, State of Play, Mandison and Burley, all horses like this winning it.
I mean, it used to be a Gold Cup trial. It's not anymore.
Yeah, it's just that not after. Yeah, field is okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. You've Remastered, Cora Gambler, Bustleton. Fun fact, be Stateman on his point to point. Fun fact, Bustleton. Fun fact for you. Yeah, look, I know where Tom's going with Lemilos. He was very good last day. Again, I'm not a fan of Dan Skelton. With the second time up after having one really ready from New Yard. Has every chance though, but I have two. Main one to start with Cora Crambler, one you like as well. I don't know if you're one up today. 3 chase wins last season. He's finished off last season winning the ultimate at Cheltenham, and he finished that race like an absolute train, which says to me that there's still a lot left under that bonnet. He's up 7 pounds. He had a nice pipe opener at Carlisle, given an easy time. Key to him now was a fast pace, held up off the pace. Looks like to be a nice bit of pace. If they're not up close at leading, you've Remaster, Boston, Fiddler Roof, Jericho Roque, and Finian Desterval, who all like to be up there. So I think there's going to be good enough pace. If he's still in touch with a circuit to go, I think he'll be flying up that straight. I think the straight at Newbury is going to suit him down to the ground. Really long straight. I think it's four fences in the straight.
Yes.
4 fences in the straight. I think that kind of run is going to suit him. Give him a lot of time to gather momentum. Nice clean jumps. I think he'll have a hell of a chance at 8-1. He'll be my main selection. One of the kind of bigger prices, Chambard, whatever.
Chambard.
A horse I followed all last season. Started off with mark 110, is now up to mark 141 after winning the Kim Muir at Cheltenham. He's defying the logic of, or he's the definition of the word late bloomer. He's a 10-year-old. Against start last season, started off at 110 up to 141. Still in there off a low enough mark, 10 stone 9. He's one first time out last season by 13 lengths. Look, we're on about Venetia Williams' form last week, and she proved us wrong straight away. Over 8 last runners, she's had 4 winners, and most of them have been quite impressive. His chase record is 4 wins, 5 seconds out of his runs. I think 25-1 is a huge underestimating his progression and ability from last season. If he's ready to go, I think 25-1 is going to be a massive price coming into this race. He has the same running style as Cork Rambler. He'll be out the back. He'll be coming there with a rattle late on, and I think he'll grab 4th at least, at worst. But yeah, I think Cork Rambler, Camper, I can never say it. Chambard. Jesus Christ, Chambard. I think 2 of them will play a big role. I think he's massively overpriced, 25-1.
Yeah, I would have a look each way on whatever Venetia runs. I looked at Chambard myself. I think Andrew mentioned him at the Cheltenham Festival last year. He won a 40-1. Age is probably against him, but I'd give him an each way shot. And anything Venetia runs this weekend will probably have a chance to just turn the corner. They're in form. But my main bet is David Pipe's horse, Jericho Rocket. He was in the same hurdle race that Remastered won. It looked like it was a fitness kind of race for him. Probably same for Remastered, and then Remastered ended up winning. Happy days. David Pipe was 21% strike rate in the last 2 weeks. He's actually after having a really good season so far. And if you fancy Cork Rambler, I just don't understand how you can't fancy Jericho Rocket. They're right beside each other coming to the last in the Ultimate at Cheltenham last year. I think there was 2 odd lengths between them at the line. There's a bit of a weight difference there now. Jericho Rocket is on 10 stone 7. We mentioned him on the podcast a couple of times last year. Tom did, definitely anyway. Said numerous times he came second, but there's definitely a big handicap in him. He's consistently run well when he's up in level. Come second. Still on 10 stone 7. I don't know how he's got in here on 10 stone 7. I think he'll run a really good race. Pipe was going to have the winner last year. Remaster was going to win it.
Think he was?
Yeah, he's going to win it. Bar the fall at the Fort last.
His
he would have won that race. He's fell apart after, but he would have won the Hennessy. Yeah, it's the Hennessy.
Show yourself there.
That fall last fence, they have to get over that one. That's one for a few fallers. The one where they come around
the bend.
Happens a lot of fallers at that one. But Jericho Rocket, for me, I would really think he'll win the Hennessy.
I wish you all luck in the world.
Okay, we will go to Navan on Sunday.
Yeah. The Trytown. I'm trying to kill a bit of air time while you find the race.
The 220 at Navan Sunday. The Bar 1 race in Trytown handicap chase. Grade B, always a good race. Frontal Assault is favourite 4-1. Ain't that a shame? And he's another Jericho Rocket. I know he finds a way to lose.
It was a shame. All right, the last one.
7-1. A Lifetime Ambition 12-1. That thing was backed off the boards at Aintree.
Oh no,
crazy!
I put it up for some tipping competition thing, and I don't know what the hell happened.
Bustle's in here as well. 12-1. The Big Dog 12-1.
Legend.
Egality Mans 12-1. Far Class 14-1. Fighter Allen 14-1. Punitive. 14-1.
Oh, nearly took us out of Henry's.
Wave of the Sea is out for the job before Dublin Racing Festival. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. 2 miles, Dublin Racing Festival.
DRF, we're going to get
stuck in.
No.
Hurricane Georgie, 16-1. Schoolboy IRE, 16-1. And then there's numerous others at numerous other prices.
Oh, that's very good.
Tom, you can go first.
Yeah, just on the big dog you're on about there. I actually met the big dog the other day.
Legend.
He is a big boy. Yeah, he's a really, really nice horse. So yeah, best luck to Peter with him. The one I'm going to go for here, though, I could have put up the favourite Front of the Salt. I just think his handicap form is extremely good. I think this is the ground he wants. The horse just carries on galloping. The Irish National, you thought he'd finished about 10th coming to the second last. It looked like they were all going to swallow him up. But he just kept on going. So I put it this way. I think he'll fill one of the places. He's just a bit short then at 4-1. The one I'm going to put up is Gality Man's, Willie Mullins' horse. Willie's really hit form now in the last week. This lad's around 135. Just going back to watch his race at Punchestown behind Royal Rendezvous. He jumped okay. Sean O'Keefe kind of snuggled him into it, and then he really stayed on well after the last. He went into the old notebook then after that race as a horse who'd want to step up and trip. He got beat at Clarny in the summer. They've given him a break. They're bringing him back here. And I just think he's one he'd benefit for another break on his back and another summer on his back. And yeah, I think off 135 he's well handicapped. I think he gets his ground, and I think he'll step up and trip the suit. So I think he's got a good chance.
Yeah, Dave, strongest fancy of the weekend here for me, and that's Frontal Assault. I think this has been a plan for Gordon Elliott. He done very similar run with Fred, second in the National, gave him a prep run, and then came back to here and he bolted up. As I said, he was second in the National. He had a great reappearance. I wouldn't say they expected him to win at Galway, where he was dominant. You could pick him a winner from a mile out. I think off a mark of 142, he's a nice weight off his back. I think Frontal Assaults. I think he could win this, and he could win it well. I think if he's going to win it, I think it could be by a couple of lengths.
Very good, Andrew.
Can't have him.
Can't have Frontal Assault.
Can't have him. I think his jumping is so bad. He made a mistake at the first of Galway, and he's getting rattled straight after. Jumping has cost him races. It's cost him a beginner chase at Ferryhouse, and it's cost him a novice chase behind Bustleton at Punchestown. Probably cost him a national as well. Kim Muir as well, pulled up in the Kim Muir. I don't know. Big fields. I know he ran the big field of the Irish National, but I just don't know. Something about him, especially that being up at the top of the market, was he 3-1?
Yep.
No thanks. His jumping needs to improve to win this, I think. Look, best luck to Sean when I might come to have him, but I think it's redemption day for Andy. Ain't that a shame? Done everything right, bar actually jumping the last. He would have won hands up against the big dog in the Munster National. Mistake at last, I said it cost him hugely. He was getting £6 that day. He's getting 9, or is it 9? He was getting £3 that day. He's getting 6. Now he's getting 6. Jumping was really good up to that point. It was a miscommunication between jockey and rider. I know I was on about front and I saw us jumping there, but I think that was just the only mistake. Ain't that a shame? Made the whole way around. These kind of races, it pays to be out of the way of trouble in front. There's 9 lengths back to third that day as well. As a horse, he was backed off the boards that day as well from when the market opened. He was backed into favoritism, 9-2, 5-1, I think it was. He's on a mark of 142. I think he's ahead of that mark. If he stays out of trouble, jumps him silly from the front, Rachel back on board, I think it's going to be positive. I think he'll take a lot of beating. What is he, 11-2? Something like that?
Yeah.
11-2. Yeah, I'd have that. I wouldn't put anyone off having a few quid in the big dog either. Thing stays all day. Gallops and just keeps galloping. The softer is, the better his form. Look, he was touted to be a very good staying handicap chaser. A few years ago, he nearly went off favourite for the Welsh National. great comeback run. Peter Fatty's very good at horses like this, and I wouldn't put anyone having a bit of each way money on him as well. But I think, ain't that a shame? I think it's a shame if he doesn't win this.
I have an obscure one. Each way, 20-1, 25-1, and it's Velvet Elvis, Thomas Gibney's horse. Trainer not in form. That worries me a little bit. But the horse has had a run. He ran in the Munster National. He was 10th. He's going to be fit. Last time he was at Navan, he won a 3-mile grade B handicap chase. And if you look through his form, it's actually not that bad. He probably shouldn't be a 25-1 shot. He was 6th in the Irish National last year as a novice, behind Frontal Assault. And I know some lads like Gayard de Maynil for the 4-miler at Cheltenham. Screaming Colours in there, who was also good form. You look back through his form then, running at trips that wouldn't have suited him because he's clearly a stayer. Form behind horses like Ciel de Neige in his beginner's chase, Farouk Delaine, all decent horses, and fairly sure this horse has a decent enough handicap in him. He was back that day in the Munster National. I'd say they expected better, but maybe he just wasn't fit, and I would think he's going to run a big race on Sunday.
Love an obscure horse.
Velvet Elvis. Good name too.
What time when's Facile running? Before we get on to other things.
We'll touch on Facile Vega. He's running Saturday. There's also a pretty good beginner's chase. The likes of
where your Marsh or your Turners win on Wednesday.
With the likes of
who?
Journey with Me, Largy debut, Manella Kakuna. Saint Felician, who was a talking horse last year.
I can't believe you put a Largy debut.
I just did that for you. What Do You Want? Classic Getaway, all entered in the same beginner's chase. And then Facile's entered later in the card in a 2-mile maiden hurdle. And American Mike is entered at Navan on the Sunday in a grade 3 2-mile 4 furlong.
Ballymore and the Spud winner running the same weekend. Fantastic.
And there's just 2 more there, but just give a shout out to the English High Horse for the Supreme, Jet Powered. He's due to run on Friday.
He is.
And then there's a well talked about juvenile running on Sunday at Navan for Willie to Cow, JP McManus juvenile.
Tekao.
Tekao.
Oh, I was hoping it's called the Cow.
And then there's a very good bumper race in the last on Navan on Sunday for the mares. So I'd say that's definitely one to keep an eye on. That'll be mighty competitive.
Yeah, good few horses entered this weekend, so we should get to see a lot of horses that we'll see at Cheltenham. I think Facile will win. I hope he wins Supreme Bound. I can't have American Mike as Albert Bartlett horse. I think dropping back down 2-mile 4, he'll go to the Ballymore. The only reason I think he would go to the Albert Bartlett is if Facile Vega actually did go to the Ballymore. I think they'd then step American Mike up and trip. But I think American Mike is very, very good. He's just happened to meet a way better horse than Facile Vega.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. They will not meet this season. Can't see him meeting at all. The only way they might meet is at the end of the season, the Punchestown. That's where you might see it for the crack or shits and giggles. But it's all down to where Facile go. Facile goes Ballymore, he goes Potato Race. If he goes Supreme, he'll go whatever race the two of them go in, they'll win. I think they're that far ahead. I know they're all on about this jet power thing, but Jesus Christ, American Mike came out and looked like an absolute weapon. I know he only beat trees, but the way he went, he didn't beat trees actually. He beat that fairly good bumper horse. Let's be clear about it.
Good. If you think back to this time last year, before we'd seen Facile Vega, people were talking about American Mike as a certainty for the bumper, and I do think American Mike is actually very good. It just so happens that Facile Vega could be something.
It could be. If Facile Vega comes out and shows that he improves the same that American Mike, surely nothing can touch him. He's that good, and he's that big like that. He's going to have some scope. We were in the parade ring at Punchestown when he came in. He looked like a 3-mile chaser.
Nearly the size of Allaho. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. Facile Vega's entered in the same maiden hurdle that Fernie Hollow won a few years ago. So trainers are creatures of habit. So
he won it with invitation only as well, who went on to be an okay horse as well for the Tidal Bay owners.
Yeah. So no, really looking forward to seeing him and seeing what he can do. Hopefully he jumps well. Don't see any reason he won't. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I think they're running 10 minutes with each other. Facile
and Constitution Hill.
Constitution, yeah. It'll be a good 10 minutes. Sean, next.
Sean, hang on. Sean, you're a Constitution Hill fan. Who wins in a 2-mile hurdle, Constitution Hill or Facile Vega?
Ooh.
Well, if you ask me now, I haven't seen Facile jump a hurdle, so I'd be taking Constitution Hill. I think like on Constitution on Fansbet Vega the weekend, like there's nothing in there. There's Hunter's Yarn. I can't imagine where he's going to run him against him. So I think what we learn is whether Fansbet Vega can jump or not. I'm excited to see Jet Power. There's a lot of talk around him to see what that's all about. Manila Kakuna potentially runs against Journey with Me. If he wins that, his price I imagine is going to be clipped in half at least for Cheltenham. And the bumper, the last at Navan, the Mayor's bumper race, that the winner of that will definitely be one to follow.
I've never seen someone get excited about Mayor's bumper.
It's just I think there's a couple of form lines coming in. There's the Dublin Racing Festival. Then there's the winner's bumper from Punchestown. There's a couple of form lines coming together. It'll be just interesting to see.
Hey, boy, we'll be half Scotland by the time that race comes around. We won't know what we're backing. We won't be getting windy though, Tom, will we?
Tom, I watched that race back yesterday.
Which one?
I've seen a replay as well. When he comes on the bridle coming around the bend.
Fansbet Vega bumper at Leopardstown.
Patrick's looking around going, where the hell's
Tom had a big bet on him. He said to me, I'm going to have, I said, this thing is a machine, Tom. You'll have no trouble with this. And down the back, he said, I'm after getting a bit windy about this. The fucking thing was doing a half speed going over the line. Like. The half speed.
The race was over.
Down the back, I was getting windy.
The commentator, Jerry. A burst of acceleration. God.
To be fair, Dave, I did give it the big celebration. Like literally, as he turned into the straight, I think I just stood there like this.
We were standing behind him. He turned around and he said to us, I looked at you. I was like, hey, for real.
And even the ground at Cheltenham, it was the same. Came around the corner. Him and American Mike were there. And then, like, Patrick just done this. And like that, he was 3 lengths ahead and the race was over. Like
he had some
crazy.
Yeah, I love him. He has some engine. He had every right to bottle Cheltenham. He had a torrid run around down the back then. He pulled them out and got a bit of space. And then I think it was just all pure class was seeing him win the champion bumper. I think
he's a big boy as well.
Yeah.
He'll handle any ground, any situation in a race.
I love him. I just can't wait to see him Saturday.
Oh, imagine if he turns out to be. How disappointed to be if he actually turned out to be useless.
No, he won't. Naps the next best.
Just saying.
Tom.
Just see what you'd say.
Naps the next best. So my next best is, and I knew I would do this. Sean got me tempted in by that Mayor's bumper, and I clicked off the bloody race.
That's just every week.
I found it again. The 155 at Newbury on Saturday. A horse called West Balboa. We missed the price a little bit on this. Was 13-2 earlier in the week, into 3-1, 7-2 now. Second behind Stage Star in the Challow. Very good performance. She absolutely bolted up on her debut at Warwick. She's had a pelvis injury since, but she's had plenty of time. I think she's ready to rock. They're keen to go chasing with her, but they couldn't leave the mark of 127 there. She looks absolutely chucked in, and really, really looking forward to her. The reason I'm on her as well is she's a full sister to our very own Cotty. So if she could go and get some more black tie, thank you very much, Mayor. My next best then is going to come in the shape. I'm taking it the Time Hill is going to be like odds on. So Time Hill will win. And apart from that, I'm going to go for Beakstown. I think that form is very, very good. And yeah, I think he's got the beating of those horses. Closely followed by Lamilos. I think he'll put up a very good showing as well.
Andrew?
Nap, Champ, Newbury on Friday. Next best, I will go with Cork Rambler each way at 8-1.
Sean?
Nap for me is the 220 at Navan on Sunday, and that's front of the salt. And the next best will be the 305 on Friday at Newbury, Prashima.
My nap is in a race that we didn't cover. The Jerry Fielding. It used to be a champion hurdle trial. It not really isn't anymore, or hasn't been the last
not
few
many
years.
things that are anymore.
Yeah, no, it's not, to be honest. 2:30 in Newbury, and it's the favourite Venetia Williams horse, the Jello. He ran last Sunday, I think, at Exeter.
Dave, Dave, how many pounds is she well in?
He literally, or she, has about £1 million in hand, and straight back in the race here as a 4-year-old carrying 10 stone 2 pounds. It bolted up the other day, and I said that's going to win about another 4 races in a row.
Yeah,
so
at least.
it's 7-4 at the moment.
You know what she said, Dave? She said she wanted to wait until there was a good prize fund available to run it in the handicap the first time. So they waited for Exeter, and he absolutely bolted up.
And all he or she has to beat his first three.
It's a she, because it's a she race at Newbury on Saturday.
It's a she race.
A she race.
Oh, Conley has dipped here.
It's not a she race, by the way.
It's not a she race. It's just a handicap hurdle.
My God, Jesus Christ Almighty!
I honestly don't think this race is any more difficult than the race at Exeter. It's a bad race for what it used to be. Like the likes of Rock on Ruby and so on and so forth ran this before going on to champion hurdle. There's no champion hurdlers in here, but I'm sure that thing can win that race. And my next best is Jericho Roque in the Hennessy. I think he'll win.
Hey Dave, you going to get GSI'd?
On the Jello?
Yeah, on the Jello.
That's his name.
It only hit me there.
Yes, I am, and I'm going to get GSI'd on Jericho Roque as well. It's going to be a the Jello Roque kind of weekend.
Jello.
And on that note, Andrew has to get up and turn off the
No, I don't, because I'm going to edit it out and all that. So it's
okay, well, there you go.